this is Schmitty17, and this is the first video in hopefully a long line of videos on how to learn Japanese. Basically what I'm going to do for this video is I'm just going to teach you how to say simple phrases, simple greetings for people you've never met before, if meeting them for the first time. Also how to say greetings for someone that you know or you are friends with, how to say goodbye, and also how to say thank you, you're welcome, or excuse me. And so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to say the word, and then I'm going to, at the bottom of the video, put the word in hiragana and romaji. For those of you that have no experience with Japanese at all, hiragana is one of the 3 writing systems that Japanese has. It's basically the writing system for native Japanese words. Romaji is basically English letters, and it's used to teach people who don't know how to speak Japanese, predominantly English, how to pronounce the word with a visual sense, so they know how to spell it. I know many of you may not be interested in going to Japan or, speaking Japanese fluently, so I'm going to try and put romaji in all of my videos because I know some people, just want to learn how to speak a few things. But if you're interested in learning how to speak Japanese fluently and maybe going to Japan, then I definitely recommend that you learn how to write and read hiragana. It's going to be extremely important because Japanese people do not use romaji, they use hiragana, their own language. So if you try and write something in romaji, they'll probably think that you're writing something in English and not Japanese. So here we go. The first things I'm going to teach you are basic greetings for when you're first meeting somebody. The first thing you're probably going to say when you just meet somebody is Hajimemashite. And you say Hajimemashite. Hajimemashite. And basically what this means is, how do you do? It's a very formal greeting if you've never met somebody before and you're meeting them for the first time. And you just say Hajimemashite. Now, also if you're meeting someone for the first time, what you can also say is, it's nice to meet you. In Japanese, you would say Yoroshiku Onegaishimasu. Yoroshiku Onegaishimasu. And that's basically just nice to meet you. So those are greetings on how to meet somebody that you first met. But after you've met somebody, you've hung out with them for a little while, and you've become kind of friends, there are other ways that you can greet somebody, just like saying hello. If it's the morning, what you're going to say is you're going to say Ohayou, basically like the state, Ohio. This is just a very casual way of saying good morning. It's almost as if you're just saying morning, something like that. If you want to be more polite about it, you can say Ohayou and then add Gozaimasu on the end of it. So all in all, you'd be saying Ohayou Gozaimasu. And that's basically a very polite way to say good morning. If it is around 12 o'clock and it's reaching noon, basically what you're going to say is Konnichiwa. And this is a very popular word. It's basically hello. And you're going to use it when it's about evening, and that's pretty much it. You just say Konnichiwa. If it's around 6 o'clock in Japan, here we say good evening, but what they say is Konbanwa. And so, to recap, what you'd say in the morning is you'd say Ohayou Gozaimasu. If it's at 12, somewhere around there, you would say Konnichiwa. Or if it's at noon, you would say Konbanwa. This is kind of a lot to learn if you've never had any experience with Japanese, but just practice it as many times as you can, over and over, and eventually it'll stick. You just have to practice it over and over. I know for some people that gets really old and boring, but there's really no better way to do it than just repeat it over and over. Now, if you want to say goodbye to someone in a conversation, what you are most likely going to say is you're going to say Sayounara. This is also a very famous word. It's a way that we can say goodbye in English. We've kind of adopted it as another way, but most people in the States, they're going to say Sayounara, but the Japanese pronounce it more like Sayounara. If you want to say good night to somebody, what you can say is Oyasuminasai. Oyasuminasai. And you would say this typically to someone who's going to bed, or if it's late at night and you're saying goodbye to a friend, and you're probably going to go home and sleep afterwards. If you don't want to memorize that, or, Sayounara, one thing you could say to say goodbye is you can just say bye, or bye-bye. The Japanese language is very interesting because they adopt a lot of words from the English language and incorporate it into their own. So with a lot of words, if you're not sure how to say it in Japanese, you can substitute it in English and pray that it's a word that the Japanese language has adopted. And sometimes you might be surprised how it is. So that's how to meet somebody, and how to say hello, and how to say goodbye. But if you're talking with someone who's a friend that you have had a lot of experience with, who's done you favors or stuff, you want to learn how to say thank you, you're welcome, stuff like that. So to say thank you, you basically just say arigato. Very simple word. Most of you probably already know this word, but some may not, so I'm putting it in here. You say arigato. If you want to be more polite, like Ohayou, you can just add gozaimasu to it. And so you'd say Arigatou Gozaimasu. To say you're welcome in Japanese, what you would say is Doitashimashite. If you've done something awkward, or you've bumped into someone or accidentally insulted them because you've said something wrong in Japanese, said something you're not supposed to say, or thought you were saying correctly, to say excuse me, you can say Sumimasen. You'd say Sumimasen. And that's just a way to excuse yourself for anything, really. If you bump into someone, or if you interrupt a conversation, something like that, you didn't mean to, just say Sumimasen. So I'm going to end it there, because I know for some people that might be a lot to take in. I'm going to create another video feed for hiragana. So if you want to learn hiragana, you can, and I'm going to show you how to write it and how to say it. And then I'm going to make more videos in this, starting next time with simple sentences, a little bit more grammar, and stuff like that, just so you can carry on a very basic conversation with someone if you want to speak more Japanese. Thank you for watching. This is Schmitty17, and I'll see you all later.